Quick introduction about Prakhar. He is currently working with Siemens as marketing communication manager, and he is an alumnus of HR College of Commerce and Economics.
So I've been associated with Talerang as a student from 2014, then became a chapter president and then a city president as well in the following 2-3 years of my college. Was lucky enough to work with Talerang for my internship as well. And that was really good because I was directly working with Shweta Raina. And the way it helped me just at that time, at that age, being in my first year of college or so, maintaining around 110 versions of an Excel sheet because that's what we were working on, and learning version control to whatnot. But that's been a great journey so far.
Like, how do you like balance creativity and data driven? As even I'm in the branding team at Talerang. Okay. So how you manage and like balance these both things as a growth marketer?
Okay, so creativity and data driven, right?
Yeah.
So I would say it goes hand in hand because creativity is very important to put your message out there in a fun way, in a way where people will engage with it as well, right? So what we would do is we would never, in any role I've been in, so I'm talking about all the three companies I've been a part of, our process or my process particularly is that no idea is a bad idea until unless you go into the crux of it and like understand the pros and cons off of it. So if anything, let's just say if it's a creative approach to promote a filter copy show or a video, we'd invite all ideas and then we'll get into the data of it. Have we done something similar to that before? Check the backend data for what the numbers were if we did a campaign similar to that. If not, then go ahead with the campaign if it seems like an idea where we feel the engagement would come through. Now, engagement in this scenario can be, if for a particular YouTube video or a campaign, would be through how many people have interacted with it, through comments, shares, likes, etc. And once we do that, we would dive into the data of it, right? Because like you need to understand how a particular campaign is performed. So that's when we would check our backend data and realize, okay, so this particular video got these many views. So is it the topic or was it the way we shot it?
Can you share one challenging project you did, like you work on it, and how you overcome that obstacles came to your way? So how you
Okay,
did that?
sure. When you enter your work life, there is not just one challenging project or
Yeah.
so. You end up working on quite a few of them. But I think in general, the approach which I followed, one thing which I learned during my Talerang training, and now when I teach it as well, is that whenever you're in a challenging situation, it's important to work towards the solution rather than actually doing the blame game where, oh, they did that or they did this, it wasn't my fault, it was your fault. So we don't get into that. Our process is okay, there is a mistake which has happened. Now let's just work on a solution and then afterwards maybe look into what can be done later on for this to not repeat in the next process. So be it working with a brand who is very hardcore about how they want their content to be driven or anything related to doing press releases or events, everything you will face problems and challenges. It's important to understand what the end goal is in this situation and what you want to achieve and how can that be done. You can always dwell upon things what went wrong later on as an activity which will help you improve upon it and not make it happen the next time. But yeah, the approach I follow is something similar to this for any challenging situation I would be put in. It is a lot of hard work. There is a huge gap in your work-life balance for sure, be it at an analyst level or at a manager or a partner level as well. But at the same time, you get to learn a lot because you're working with different clients from different businesses. There was a time where I'd worked with like 5 or 6 of different types of clients in different fields, right? So understanding their businesses, their processes, it's very interesting. But at the same time, the work life balance is something which you have to compromise on. So if that's something which you're okay with in your initial years of your career, you can go ahead and do that. Otherwise, what I did next was media. Majorly, media was a different ball game altogether. Like I remember from my EY, after my EY interview, like after EY, I was going to interview with Pocket Aces, and I'd reached out to Shweta that if there's anything which can, I should take care of. And she was like, no, no, just it's all good. She did a mock interview with me, and she'd asked me to, go in a proper formal attire, like a business formals. And I went there, and that's when the HR entered the room. Like, he just came to the door to greet me, and he was in shorts and chappals, and I was in a suit. And I was like, oh, okay, that's a huge culture difference. And that's when I realized that, industry to industry differs, and that's how the work environment also differs. But there was a lot of learnings which I could use from my EY days at Pocket Aces as well. And majorly for media, I feel like you should understand how content works. If not, just pick up a few things, follow a few pages or channels where you go out and you see how their content is growing, how many followers they're growing or so. And yeah, majorly just be as creative as possible. Do not shy away from putting out ideas out there. I was a client servicing person, but I would help in script writing whenever possible. And my directors and writers would really help, would be, genuinely happy about that because they would like the insights coming their way. And then now back to a corporate setting again with Siemens. I'm in a corporate communications role. So all in all, I think it's a mix of both my roles because there's a lot of corporate sort of an environment out there, but it's something where I can actually maintain a work-life balance and concentrate on other things as well. I think people will go through the whole Ikigai training as well. That's where you understand there are a few things you do to earn money. There are a few things which you do for your passion as well. So I kind of follow that. And with Siemens in a corporate communication role, most important is attention to detail because you're not just representing yourself, but you're representing the brand out there. So it's important to see what is going out there, double check everything. Make sure if you don't know something, ask people around. They're always there to help you out. That's something which you should follow in every situation. And try to have a mentor in wherever, in whichever company you're in. Either it can be someone from the company or someone through, I mean, like honestly, through Talerang's network, where you find somebody in the similar industry or a similar role, and they can definitely guide you on that as well.